Hey, what's up guys, it's DarkArmedAlliance, and today I'm going to be recording a deck profile that I have done for a very long time, and that is going to be Harpies. I did promise Savannah that I would record Harpies because she absolutely loves them, and she finally got the Judge Mat. She finally got the Harpie Channeler Judge Mat, she is so excited. Come on, Savannah, give him a good whoop. Give him a whoop.
Whoop whoop.
Oh yeah. That Matt turns her on more than I do. Anyways, you didn't hear that, even though she's right behind the camera. But anyways, guys, before I get into any more trouble, let's go on and get into the deck profile. So first off, we're going to play 3 copies of Harpie Channeler, because you always want to play Harpie Channeler at 3, because it is the all-star, in my opinion, of the deck. You discard a Harpie card from your hand, special summon a Harpie monster or Harpie lady from your deck to the field, and then you can overlay with them. If you control a dragon monster, though, be careful because it comes at level 7, which can become a little dangerous. Then I play 3 copies of Harpie Lady Queen. With Harpie Lady Queen, you basically just discard it to add Harpie's Hunting Ground to your hand, and it's a nice beat stick of 1900. Then I play 3 copies of Harpie Lady, or Cyber Harpie Lady, and basically she's just a Harpie Lady. She just counts as Harpie Lady. I have considered dropping her down to 1 and playing 2 copies of Harpie Lady 2 or Harpie Lady 1. But I still like to play 3 because I do have the 3 ultra rare ones, and I just can't tear myself away from it. But as I always say, if you want to play Harpie Lady 1, by all means drop 2 of these and play 2 Harpie Lady 1s. Then you play the newest Harpie, which is 3 copies of Harpie Harpist, which is a really nice card. When it's normal summoned, you can spin back a Wing Beast from your field, and then spin a monster on your opponent's side of the field. I think it's a monster. Let me make sure. When this card's normal summoned, target 1 Wing Beast monster you control, then target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls and return the hand. Yep, it's a monster. Okay, and then during the end phase of the turn, you can add that this card was sent to the graveyard. You can add 1 level 4 or lower Wing Beast, or 1, I think it's level 4. I think it's just level 4. Yeah, 1 level 4 Wing Beast monster with 1500 attack or less to your hand. So it's pretty much a Scarm on top of being a monster that bounces stuff, which is really nice. Then we play 3 copies of Harpie Dancer. You know, because when you normal summon her while you have Hunting Ground, you can pop a card because of Hunting Ground's effect. You spin her back to your hand, and then you normal summon her again, and it essentially Twin Twisters the field, which is really nice. Or you can normal summon a different Harpie. Like, you can normal summon her to bait out anything, and then behind her normal summon a Channeler, which is super nice. Then we play the Hand Engine. I like to play the hands because it adds a little bit of more of a monster consistency to this deck. And Savannah and I kind of came up with this to play the hands in here, because if you play the hands, you don't have to worry about them dying, and plus this destroys your monsters, and this pops a little bit of extra back row, which is really nice to have. And just the extra monster count's really what matters with the hands. That's why we play them. But anyways, guys, that's it for the monsters. Not too many monsters. I wish they would release a few more Harpie monsters, and I know Savannah does too, to kind of help out the deck. Really, just one nice Harpie monster would just like boost this deck to the next level, and might make it meta. And they might be holding out to do that, to kind of keep the game alive. But especially with how they've been doing it recently, making all these old nostalgic decks new. But then we're playing 1 copy of Raigeki, because you always need Raigeki and Harpies, because the Harpies themselves already deal with all the bullshit all the bullshit back row. Then we play 1 copy of Soul Charge. Soul Charge brings back a bunch of your Harpies, and it's just kind of nice to have in the deck. 1 copy of Elegant Egotist. It lets you special summon a Harpie from your deck as long as you control another Harpie, or lets you summon Harpie Lady Sisters. That would be actually a really nice level 4 monster if they would make Harpie Lady Sisters like Cyber Harpie Lady Sisters into a level 4 monster. Just like every time I do a Harpie deck profile, every time I talk about Harpies, I get ideas of what they could make. And they haven't really made a new version of Harpie Lady Sisters yet, but I'm getting sidetracked. Then we play 3 copies of Hysteric Sign. When you activate Hysteric Sign, you can add Elegant Egotist from anywhere, basically from your graveyard or your deck, not for removed from play. And if this card is destroyed by a spell or trap card or monster effect or any way, and sent to the graveyard during the end phase, you can add 3 Harpies from your deck to your hand, which is ridiculous. It is probably the most awesome search card in all of Yu-Gi-Oh! I really respect them for having this. but it's really, really nice. But the only downside is if you add the Elegant Egotist, you can't activate the card during the end phase of adding the 3 Harpies. So you have to be kind of careful of which one you're going to do. And then finally, for the last 3 spells, I play 3 copies of Harpie's Hunting Ground. You don't really need Terraforming to get it to your hand because you already play, what's her name, Queen. So you don't really need it. And plus, you just don't need a lot of spells. And I'm going to show you why you don't need a lot of spells in just a second. And hopefully they will bring back Harpie's Feather Duster in the next ban list. And they might have already done it by the time this video gets posted. So excuse me if it's already out. So that's it for the spells, guys. So for the traps, I'm playing 1 copy of Bottomless Trap Hole, 1 copy of Trap Tricks Nightmare Trap Hole, 1 copy of Floodgate Trap Hole, and then 1 copy of Time Space Trap Hole. I am playing an interesting trap engine in top of this, so it's kind of a hat engine, I guess, without the artifacts. But it's nice to play the hat engine because of Rafflesia. I think she's right there. Because with Rafflesia, with all of these, she basically gets all these effects. So you have your Harpies destroying back row, and then you have Rafflesia on top of that with all these hole trap cards that's backing you up with the monsters. So you just kind of have to flip-flop in between the destroying back row with Harpies and using Rafflesia to stop the monsters. So it really does help. And she does have a kind of big booty. She has a 2,500 butt. But it's nice to have her. And then you use Phantasmal as your piercer, which just, that combo is ridiculous. And then I play 1 copy of Solemn Warning. With Solemn Warning, it kind of just stops your opponent from popping or bringing out more monsters. This is your negation. This is 1 copy of Solemn Strike. I still don't have a copy of Solemn Strike, and I forgot to put my proxy in here. But this is a Solemn Strike, so you just need really 1 copy of Solemn Strike. 1 copy of Vanity's Emptiness because it's top special summons. Then I play 2 copies of Anti-Spell Fragrance. This is the only card that I'm actually concerned might get hit on the ban list. I really don't feel like it will, so I'm making a bet and probably going to hold this video for a little bit. But if it does get hit, take this out for 2 Storming Mirror Forces. That's what I'm going to say right now. Just if it gets hit, so I can still post the video, take this out, play 2 Storming Mirror Forces over it. Really. And then finally, for the last trap, I play 3 copies of Hysteric Party. With Hysteric Party, you discard a spell or you discard a card from your hand, special summon as many Harpies from the graveyard as possible. So it's essentially a soul charge for Harpies. It is ridiculous. Really, really good card. But that's it for the main deck, guys. Let's get into the extra deck. This is going to be a pretty quick profile, actually. So first off, we play 2 copies of Harpie's Pet Phantasmal Dragon. I know it seems like a lot, but with the amount of times I have dueled with Harpies, there's too many situations that I could have gone into a second one of these, and I didn't, because I didn't have it. So it's better to be safe than sorry and play 2 of these instead of 1, because with 2 of these, you can ridiculously pound over your opponent. And I cannot tell you how many meta decks I have dueled Savannah with, and she has summoned 2 of these and killed me because I didn't have an out against it. I did not have an out against this. I just didn't. And I don't know why, because it can't be targeted. And so I couldn't draw Raigeki, or I wasn't playing Dark Hole, and you can't cast Ael it, because you can't bounce it, and you can't, there's so much stuff you cannot do to this. And I wasn't playing any Mirror Force cards. And it was like, what in the hell? I can't get past this. And it can pierce you directly for 2,000. So I emphasize, play 2. Really, really play 2. It only takes 3 Harpies. With Hysteric Party, you make 1. And then you normal summon another Harpie, you make the second one. I mean, it's just easy. Soul Charge, bring back a couple of Harpies, make 1. I mean, it's so easy. And then for a big monster, I play Dark Rebellion XYZ's Dragon because it can get really, really big really quick and pound over your opponent. Then I play the Utopia engine, which consists of a Utopia Ray, and then a Utopia the Lightning. With that combo, you can get a 5,000 beater on board really quickly, which is nice. 1 Honor Arc to steal my opponent's monsters, and gives me a little bit of out to Sorry, I was checking to see the battery's dying. Sorry, guys. But with this, it gives me a little bit of an out to have stealing my opponent's monsters and dealing with some problematic stuff in the back row, or not in the back row, on the main row. Like, it gets rid of Beals and stuff like that and steals my opponent's stuff. With Ice Beast Zero Fine, it negates all card effects on the field that are face up, and then it boosts its attack points by 300 attack, which is ridiculous. It gets ridiculously big. Because if you have, like, 3 Harpies plus this plus a couple of face up cards with Hysteric Sign, like, you multiply that times 3, whatever number you get, times 3, and that's how many attack points. I have had this as big as, like, 5,000. No joke. Huge. Huge monster, and it's a skill drain. Then I play 1 Heartland Draco, because, it swings directly, and I cannot emphasize it much. This extra deck just pokes directly ridiculously, like, so much. 1 Castale, because it bounces stuff. 1 Giant Hand, because it negates stuff. 1 Direwolf, because it pops stuff. 1 Chidori, because it spins stuff. Daigusto Emerald, because it recycles. And then Rafflesia, we've kind of already explained. But that's it, guys. That's it for the extra deck and the main deck. I really hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I know I really have enjoyed posting this one out there. But like I said, take those changes if that does get hit on the ban list, which I am making a prediction that they might actually hit it, because everybody's playing it in their extra deck, and you know how Konami is. But anyways, guys, this is DarkArmedAlliance, and I hope you've enjoyed this deck profile. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, share this video all around, and join DarkArmedAlliance down in the description below. But I'm DarkArmedAlliance, and I'm out. See you later, guys.